Hello and welcome to My Consultant, your place for the latest in Canadian immigration news. In this week's episode, we're bringing you the newest in the ExpressEntry Draw. Up next, predicting border wait times, followed by Canada's target of resettling Afghans in 2023. Stay with us as I share steps to take if you look to be medically inadmissible to Canada, and Tina will elaborate on the Federal Skilled Trade Program. This week's episode of My Consultant is brought to you by Scotiabank.
On April 12th, Canada conducted its 6th all-program ExpressEntry Draw of this year. This time, invitations were sent to 3,500 candidates with minimum comprehensive ranking system, that is CRS score of 486. Last year, IRCC held the largest all-program draws 3 weeks in a row, with each draw inviting 7,000 candidates, which means 21,000 candidates were invited in total. This is the most invitations issued in a single month in over 2 years. This year, Canada has conducted 10 ExpressEntry draws up till now, with 1 draw targeted at federal skilled worker candidates, 3 at provincial nominee program, and 6 at all program.
The feeling of being prepared is great. To help travelers have a sense of ease on their journey from the US to Canada, the CBSA is displaying wait times for reaching the CBSA primary inspection booth when crossing the land border from the US to Canada. On the CBSA government website, you are easily able to track 26 of Canada's busiest land border crossings. The site is updated at least once an hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in order to give travelers the most current results. The list of border crossings is geographically presented from east to west, starting with the Ferry Point International Bridge and ending with the Point Roberts Boundary Bay border crossing. Search border wait times, United States to Canada, for updating land border crossing wait times.
Canada will soon meet its goal of resettling 40,000 Afghans by the end of 2023. The government of Canada has already welcomed more than 30,000 Afghan refugees since August 2021. After the Taliban gained control in Afghanistan, Canada promised to resettle at least 40,000 Afghan refugees by the end of 2023 through its special programs. Canada was one of the first countries to welcome Afghans by launching several special resettlement programs. Afghans have been settled in more than 170 communities across Canada. They have become permanent residents upon their arrival and have also received services such as income support and medical coverage.
Every person who applies to immigrate to Canada must undergo an immigration medical examination by an approved physician before they can be issued a visa. An applicant may be denied entry if their admission could either endanger public safety, endanger public health, or cause an excess demand on health or social services. Excessive demand is anything that would negatively affect wait times for patient services in Canada and would likely cost more than the excessive demand cost threshold. The excessive 2022 demand cost threshold under the temporary public policy is $24,057 per year, or $120,285 over 5 years. This amount updates every year based on the latest Canadian average. Medical inadmissibility rules for excessive demand do not apply to refugees and their dependents, protected persons, and certain people being sponsored by their family, such as dependent children, spouses, and common law partners. If it is believed that you may be medically inadmissible to Canada, the IRCC will send you a letter which explains the reasons why. This letter is called a Procedural Fairness Letter. A Procedural Fairness Letter allows the applicant the opportunity to submit information to respond to the medical inadmissibility allegations before the final decision is made on their application. Although not mandatory, it is highly advisable to contact a knowledgeable professional for representation if you believe you may receive a Procedural Fairness Letter from the IRCC. All additional information must be sent within 90 days from the date of the letter. If you cannot make it by that date, you must contact the IRCC and request an extension. If it is believed your health condition may cause excessive demand on Canada's health or social services, the IRCC may invite you to send them a mitigation plan. A mitigation plan explains what you will do to make sure you won't cause excessive demand on health or social services. Your plan must be credible, detailed, and individual to you. You need to include your mitigation plan in your response to the Procedural Fairness Letter. The contact information is in the letter sent to you. Your mitigation plan will explain how you will support future expenses related to your health conditions, such as outpatient prescription medication and social services. Your plan must show how the services you need will be provided, how you will pay for those services, and what your financial situation will be for the entire time you need services. Be sure to include financial documents. You must also submit a signed Declaration of Ability and Willingness form. Signing this document means you take responsibility for arranging the services that you will need in Canada, along with their costs. If you have a valid reason to enter Canada, but you are inadmissible, you may apply for a temporary resident permit. An immigration or border services officer will decide if your reason to enter or stay in Canada outweighs the health or safety risk to the country. A temporary resident permit, or TRP, can overcome inadmissibility for a limited period of time. A TRP is also an option for those who are criminally inadmissible to Canada. You can find more information about that in episode 47 of this season.
Every year, many immigrants are welcomed to Canada through economic programs, such as Federal Skilled Trades Program, that is FSTP. The program, launched in 2013, offers permanent residence to skilled workers who are qualified in a skilled trade. It's an economic immigration pathway that is managed under the ExpressEntry system. The program was created to address the shortage of skilled trade workers in Canada, as the country is going through low birth rate and high aging population. Immigration seems to be the right approach in maintaining the skilled trade workforce in future. To be eligible for the Federal Skilled Trade Program, candidates must meet the following criteria. Skilled work experience. To be eligible, you must have at least 2 years of paid full-time work experience or equivalent amount of part-time work experience within 5 years before you apply in any eligible trades under the National Occupation Classification, that is NOC. Language requirements. You must have a minimum level of proficiency in English or French. You must have a Canadian language benchmark, that is CLB, score of 5 in speaking and listening, and a CLB score of 4 in reading and writing. Proof of funds. You must show that you have enough funds to support yourself and any dependent family in Canada. The amount increases with the number of people you are supporting. Proof of funds comes from the bank or financial institution where you keep your money and will show your average account balances over the previous 6 months and any outstanding debts. Education. There is no set education requirements. However, by obtaining an educational credential assessment, that is ECA, or showing that you have completed secondary or post-secondary education in Canada, you can boost your comprehensive ranking system, that is CRS score, and improve your chances of becoming a permanent resident through ExpressEntry. Once you know that you are eligible for the Federal Skilled Trades Program, you can go online and create your ExpressEntry profile on IRCC's website. Once you submit your profile, IRCC will provide you with a CRS score. This score will be based on several factors such as your age, your language skills, your education, and your work experience. Those with the highest scores will receive an invitation to apply for permanent residence from IRCC. Once you have received your invitation to apply, you will have 60 days to submit your application. IRCC will then evaluate your documents and make the final decision about your profile. For more information related to the Federal Skilled Trades Program, please visit Canada.ca. That's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us this week. If you are looking for more information and updates about Canada immigration, then please subscribe to our My Consultant YouTube channel. You can also visit our website MyConsultant.ca, where you can find an authorized immigration and citizenship consultant. I am Tina Batra.
And I'm Tashina Thompson. And we'll see you next week.